Sports Beat is powered by KSLSports.com.
The bye week was a good one for the Utes. They got some rest. They moved up 2 spots in the national rankings to 15th, and it was just enough time to get running back Zach Moss healthy and back on the field for tonight's game against Oregon State. These two teams meeting up for the first time since 2016. Oregon State probably wishing they didn't have to meet at all tonight. Utah owned the show wire to wire. Let's start with Utes quarterback Tyler Huntley. How about this game? He came into the game 6th in the country in completion percentage, just under 75%. He was dialed in, 3 for 3 on the opening drive with that touchdown to Brant Keithy. He was a perfect 6 for 6 in the first quarter. It also included this 30-yard touchdown grab by Samson Nakua. Huntley finished 14 for 17, 247 yards in those 2 scores. All right, Zach Moss seemed like he didn't even miss any time. On the Utes' second series of the game, he goes 91 yards for a touchdown. He had just 5 carries for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half alone. And you know what? That was a good enough day of work. His day was done after that. Sat out the rest of the game in the second half. The Utes defense was even getting in on the fun. In the second quarter, Bradley and I tips the pass at the line. It's picked off by Devin Lloyd. He's gone the other way, 64 yards. Oregon State adds a touchdown late, but the Utes do get they're leading late, 52-7. Not quite finally just yet. All right, his first career start ever for a BYU quarterback, Jalen. Sorry, I got lost here. Yes, thank you, Jalen Hall. Let's get to the highlights. BYU at South Florida here. Jalen Hall getting his first ever career start for BYU as the redshirt freshman coming out onto the field. Early on, he was having trouble. He was sacked 4 times in the first quarter. The Cougars still got on the board in the first series of the game. Jake Oldroyd, a 51-yard field goal, made it 3-0. All right, Jaren Hall, though, would get going later in this game. Started to make some good decisions using his feet. Look at this. He's going to take off right at the middle, 11 yards on the gain at the end of the first quarter. That drive would continue in the second. And look at this pass right on the money. 35-yard touchdown to Dax Milne for a 10-0 Cougars lead. USF didn't have a first down until their 5th series, but look at this end to the series. What a catch by Mitchell Wilcox. BYU took a 16-7 lead at the half. Third quarter, Jaren Hall making plays happen, using the mobility. Check it out here. He's going to slip through the defense on 3rd down. They need to get a first, and he picks up a lot more than that. Huge gain, and the momentum is really rolling because on this series, he caps it off with a 29-yard touchdown run. Keeps it to the left, makes some moves, flips a guy out of the way. The Cougars had a 23-14 lead. It was looking really good. In the fourth quarter, South Florida scores a couple of touchdowns, though, to take the lead, and this is where things really get bad for the Cougars. Hall, who's been in for Zach Wilson, he takes a hard hit, and now he leaves the game, doesn't return. So we bring in Baylor Romney at quarterback, the 3rd-string quarterback, needing a touchdown-scoring drive. Brings him downfield, the completion well short of the first in the fourth, well short of the first down late in the fourth quarter. They actually get the ball back. Romney, one last toss as time expires. It falls incomplete. Heartbreaker for the Cougars. They lose 27-23 to South Florida today. Well, up in Ogden, Weber State was hosting SUU. In the second quarter, Rashid Shaheed takes the fly sweep in for 6. The Wildcats are on the board first. Later in the quarter, though, Thunderbirds punch right back. Chris Helbig, a wide-open Dallin Brown ties the game at 7. You know, Weber State's defense was swarming in this one. Brody Burke picks off Helbig. So we had a tie game at the half, 7-all. In the third quarter, the Wildcats' defense added again. BJ Taufalele picks off the tipped pass, and he's going to return it deep into Thunderbird territory. Later on the drive, Caden Jenks is going to get it to David Ames for the score. Wildcats picked off Helbig 4 times. They get the 29-14 win. They're still unbeaten in the Big Sky Conference.